All right. Hello, everyone. How are you? I hope you're doing amazing today. I am just so excited to bring to you this woman here, Natasha Hazlett. This is going to be a wonderful time spent with my business coach and mentor. She's just an amazing inspiration in my life and in the lives of thousands. So let me first start by introducing myself. My name is Sarah Strizzi. I'm a certified emotion code and body code practitioner. I was led to this calling of mine through this woman, Natasha. She sparked my interest in emotion code about 2 years ago, and the rest is history. So I am just so excited to introduce Natasha. She is a best-selling author of this amazing book, Unstoppable Influence. This book is absolute gem. It started transforming my life 2 years ago when I got my hands on this. So just absolutely check that out. She's a dynamic speaker, a very successful business coach. She's an attorney. She's the creator of a 21-day challenge of to becoming the fearless influencer you are meant to be. Just absolutely transformational. All of which has earned her the 2 Comma Club Award with ClickFunnels, which only a small number of ClickFunnels members have earned this award. There's over 100,000 ClickFunnels members, and only around 728 people have earned this coveted award of the 2 Comma Club. So I'm just so proud of her and all her success. So without further ado, let me say hello. Welcome, Natasha.
Hey, Sarah, I'm so excited to be with you and so honored to be here on this amazing interview with you. You're such a doll and so proud of all of your amazing success.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And so much of this I owe to you. 2 years ago, I was in a much different place in my life. I was mortified to push live on Facebook, and it was through your encouragement, your guidance, and your action steps that really helped me implement what I needed to in my life to start to discover my voice, start to discover who I was, my message, my passions, and which eventually led me to my absolute calling of emotion code, body code practitioner. So thank you, Natasha.
Oh, you are so welcome. You have just watching your growth. It's just a true testament. You're just born to be an unstoppable influencer, my friend.
Absolutely. It's in my DNA, as you say, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
The Unstoppable Influencer DNA. I just love it. So thank you guys for joining us today. We're going to dive into our questions. I am so excited to hear from Natasha. She's just an amazing wealth of information. Okay, so Natasha, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what your life looked like before Unstoppable Influence.
All right. So, well, you already gave the bio, but what was life like for me before Unstoppable Influence? Rich and I, my husband and I, are in business together. In fact, we started a business together about 6 months after we started dating. So we're not exactly sure what we talked about for those first 6 months, because it's been a super fun business partnership ever since then. And at the time, we started our business, we were actually in direct sales. And then we ended up moving into the internet marketing, online marketing platform, where we started launching our sales of our own digital training products. And so life before Unstoppable Influence, from a business perspective, I had quit my full-time job as a practicing attorney in August 1st of 2012. So I was full-time in the business. We were doing well by most people's standards. We had developed a six-figure brand, but even with that success, even with people saying, "Well, I always wanted to retire from my full-time job," I felt like there was something more that I was supposed to be doing. And in addition to that, so just because you get what you want in life does not mean that everything is going to be rosy. In addition, before Unstoppable Influence, I had gone on a 7-year path to becoming a mom. And it was a very difficult road, an infertility journey filled with a lot of heartache. And so shortly before Unstoppable Influence, we ended up being blessed with our daughter, and who's now 5 years old. And so becoming a mom, again, just because you get this desire of your heart does not mean that everything is going to be perfect. So it may surprise some people that right before Unstoppable Influence, I was actually in a really dark place. And it was in March of 2016. And I was actually on the verge of quitting our business, going back to full-time law practice. I hated myself. There's no other like artful way to put it. I hated myself and I didn't want to help anyone else anymore. I just kind of curled up in my own little ball. And one day I had this epiphany. And it was this epiphany that I for the first time in my life, I wanted to love myself again. So I went on this eat, pray, love journey, if you will. How can I become the person that God created me to be? That was my quest. I ended up hiring a nutrition coach, lost a bunch of weight. And through that, I started everything that I used to say heck no to. Me, Natasha, on this journey, on this quest, said heck yes to, one of which was emotion coding. And so as a result of all of this, this journey, I felt the prompting to write a book. So, and this is how Unstoppable Influence was born. So before, there were ups and downs. There were a lot of ups and downs. I was already an entrepreneur, but it wasn't a perfect path by any stretch.
Oh, love that so much. And it's just so amazing how our journey, all of the, the good, the bad, and the ugly helps to create who we become each and every day. And so your journey was specifically tailored to help bring you to a place where you could come to that realization that you wanted to love yourself again, step into what was that going to take? What would you need to implement in your own life to help create that change in your life? You took those steps, bravely took those steps. It's not easy to get the courage to start that journey of transformation, and you started implementing the action steps needed to create that change. You brought yourself back to a place of self-love, and that is so important, because from that place of self-love, we can step into our purpose with passion, and we can truly create the gift and the ripple effect that many of us so desire to do. So I am so proud of you for stepping into that journey for yourself.
Yeah. Well, this is something that I think a lot of people can relate to, especially right now in this time, in this crazy world that we're living in right now, where it almost seems like a Hollywood movie. And your audience may be feeling like, everything is crumbling around me. Like nothing is working. I'm feeling disconnected. And, I firmly believe, and Sarah, I'm interested in your perspective on this, but I feel like this is an opportunity for massive rebirth. A lot of people think that they, everything has to be perfect for you to find your purpose. Everything has to work out. Well, you've got to have, your journals all in a row, and you've got to, have all of this stuff perfect. But that's like really, these times are the times when we get to grow, when we have the challenges, we are breaking away from the old and into the new. And if not for this like pressure cooker of what we're in right now, we would not be able to step into the person that we're being called to be.
Oh, there's so much wisdom in that. That is absolutely true. We have the opportunity to let these current times, or any stressful time that comes up into our life, either make or break us, right? And it's during this time that we've been afforded the opportunity to kind of pause, take stock of our life, what brings us joy, what is it that we like to do, getting off that mouse wheel of just constant activity and getting the kids to their, all of their functions and doing all the things. So the world has kind of, given us this chance to take this pause, and it's just been absolutely amazing. I was so grateful for you in the beginning of this to say, what do you want yourself to look like coming out of this, right? So putting that intention into my mind, several months ago of like, how do I want to emerge from this time? Do I just sit and, eat bonbons or cry, or just get so overwhelmed? Or do I, sit down and put my goals down and start to, manifest a vision for what I see for my life? And it's very important. Like you said, staying in your comfort zone, right? That's a natural tendency for us. And it's so interesting how the world comes along and says, nope, nope, go on. No, no, no. Like life happens outside your comfort zone. So you can't just sit here for, don't sit here for too long, because the world needs you to show up. You need yourself to show up. So very, very true. I love that. Very cool. All right. And so listen, I am so excited to talk to our audience today about this massive movement of unstoppable influence. It is creating such change in thousands of people's lives. And I am just so grateful that I discovered you back in early 2018 with all of this, because it was this movement that started my transformation absolutely from the inside out. It's just been absolutely wonderful to be a part of this. And to watch it grow. So how did unstoppable influence come about? Where and how were you able to create such a massive impact in the lives of thousands?
So, this all came about when Rich and I knew that there was something new that was meant for us. We didn't know what that was. And our mentor, Russell Brunson, said, I feel like there's something bigger. There's more. There's like a bigger picture. And I just was racking my brain for at least a year. Like, what is that thing? And it was interesting that, while I'm going on this journey of trying all these different things that I would have never done before, that this decision, okay, we're gonna do something new. I don't know what that is, but I'm open to it. I'm willing to release the old, which was very scary as an entrepreneur, because we were making a multiple six-figure income. So to say we're going to release that and start something brand new, and we're not exactly sure how it's all going to look, is very freaking scary. And so, but we opened ourselves to it, and that's when Rich and I started thinking, okay, well, what's a name? What name could this be? And so the name Unstoppable Influence was placed on my heart, and I was like, I don't even know what it is, right? but it sounded like, this sounds important. This sounds kind of big. And so, we go and check. We're internet marketers, so we're like, is it available in GoDaddy? And so it was available, and we're like, wait a second, how could that be available? Did we spell it right? Oh, yep, we spelled it right. We're like, wait a second, maybe it's just crappy and we think it's good, because how could it be available, and how could it only be like $11.99? Like, this is good, right? So anyways, we ended up buying the domain name. And then I looked, of course, because I'm a lawyer, I'm like, all right, what am I going to find about Unstoppable Influence? And the only things that I saw about Unstoppable Influence were a couple of sermons. I'm like, whoa, this has a spiritual connection. I kind of felt like it might have a spiritual connection, but so I am walking this path, and I want to just, I'm kind of going to stop and step outside of my story, if you don't mind. You're used to my tangents, but step outside of the story and just say, look, I started following promptings, not knowing exactly how it was going to all unfold. I just had faith that this was the right thing for me. And that's what I did. So we grabbed that domain name, and then I go on to 99 Designs. I'm like, I need a logo for this. I know that it's something having to do with a movement for women. And I knew that it was going to be a tribe of women, a movement. It was never going to be about me and Rich. And I just knew that. And so 99 Designs, they design our logo, and I've got it. You got it on the book, and it's got like an infinity symbol on it. All the designers we didn't say anything about the infinity symbol, but the designers all came up with it. And I was like, wait a second, like this again has this divine, this spiritual element to it. And it was just additional confirmation. And it wasn't until, so we get the logo, we have the name, and I'm like, but I don't know what it is fully. And that is when, in May of 2017, I got this nudge, all right, it's time to write the book. And I'm like, all right, well, I've never written a book. I started to write a book. I got about a third of the way through, and put it on the shelf. Like literally, I was just done with it. The digital shelf. I was done. It's really hard to write a book, I thought. So I go and, but I clear off time in faith. I go into our friend Melissa Walsh had or actually, you know what? It was Melissa Walsh's old offices before she moved there. I rented the space. It's beautiful. No internet there. And this book just came pouring out of me in 22 days. And I would just literally open up my computer and start writing. And, you know, I couldn't believe it, but it all made sense. And I saw, like, as I was writing and it was just flowing through me in this inspiration zone, that's how that worked. That's how that worked. Oh, this is how this all aligned. And and I started thinking about the things that I was doing, the strategies that I was using, and I was pouring them in there. And it was just stuff that I had done in the past. And so I started actually thinking, like, how could I help someone else get the same breakthrough? And that's how the book was born. And from that, that got done in October of 2017. And then I felt another nudge. People are going to need more. You need to walk people through the process in the book, create the community. And so I did this 21-day challenge. And our challenges, it's kind of wild. It's become this phenomenon in the internet marketing space, which is absolutely wild. You know, I was asked to speak on stage at Russell Brunson's huge annual event for entrepreneurs called Funnel Hacking Live. I was on stage at 37 weeks pregnant with my babies, gave birth to twins 72 hours after I left the stage. So that's totally crazy. Side note, but you know, people started having massive breakthroughs. And that's really where this movement started gaining steam. And it was really because I think that one of the main reasons why Unstoppable Influence has been able to touch the amount of people that it has is because it's not about me. It's not this, oh, Natasha Hazlett is this dynamic, like amazing, whatever. It is about the individual unstoppable influencers that are going out, and I, along with my team, my husband and our team, we are helping to facilitate breakthroughs, allowing people to shed their layers, to get the clarity and confidence that they need to find and fulfill their calling, so then they can go out and shine their light. And you're a perfect example of that. I mean, how you have stepped into your own from being afraid to hit the live button to becoming a savvy woman on video, and a successful emotion code and body code practitioner, and have this group of adoring fans. I mean, this is what the Unstoppable Influence movement is all about. It's all about helping other people to get their light shining so bright so that they can have the ripple effect.
Oh, so good. And I have got to tell you, you and Rich have knocked it out of the park with this. You have just provided so many of us this space, this tribe of really encouraging, uplifting individuals that you just, because they say, like, you become like the 5 people you hang around with. And I just want to say that I've been absolutely blessed. I have like goosebumps right now with the amount of quality of relationships that are being attracted to the Unstoppable Influence movement. And it's just incredible to be witnessing so much transformation happening in the lives of all of these beautiful souls. It is just a wonderful, wonderful, program to be a part of and journey to be a part of. And I'm just so grateful that you were able to answer the call and have, the ears to hear and the eyes to see what needed to be done, and trusted in the process to let this organically manifest and be orchestrated from above, and just really allow so many of us to really flourish in your tutelage and under your wings, so that we can get our own wings and fly and be part of this massive ripple. It's just been absolutely phenomenal. So I highly recommend, if you're in a place in your life where you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling you're tired of getting the same results, you're stuck in your comfort zone, you're not exactly happy with where you are, right? Like there's help, there's hope. Find your way to Natasha and her 21-day challenge. That's a wonderful way to start working with her. Go through this journey, this 21-day journey. It's absolutely life-changing. For me, I started and I was the original group that came in, the original 21-day challenge back in February of 2019. And you can read the book first, or you can do the challenge independent of reading the book. So, but I was doing both because I wanted to devour all this information. But the challenge is amazing. And by like day 5, when we were starting to be asked to like process our story, it was just such a eye-opening experience for me to see how our story, how we let our story define us and keep us stuck in the trauma or in the pain or in the dysfunction or the chaos. Well, that was absolutely that first key for me to process my story and to really look back on my journey and pull forward the nuggets. Like what helped me along the way? What were the positives? How did I overcome? How did I make my way through a rock bottom and start recreating my life? It was absolutely amazing. So that is a wonderful exercise to really, and that's a big part of my message, is to really honor your story, but don't let it shape, don't let it hold you to a particular standard going forward. Release it, bless and release it. Right? Is that right?
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, your story holds the keys to so much, like your potential, the stumbling blocks, the things that that you have held you back. And it's like you don't know what you don't know, because so much of this comes down to subconscious programming, things that we don't even realize are affecting us in our adult lives actually stem from little seemingly insignificant things that happened as children. And the reality is that it doesn't take years and years of therapy. It doesn't take all these things that we think it will take to step into the person that we're called to be. It can actually move very quickly when you're using the right tools and when you're guided in the right way. And so there's just so much hope in that, for that day that whoever may be listening to this right now, and you're ready to say, you know what, I'm ready to love myself. I'm ready to be the person that I was created to be, and acknowledging that you're perfectly imperfect and that you're right where you need to be in this moment. And looking back even on my story, had the things not happened to me coming up until this point, I literally would not be able to do what I'm doing right now. And truly, I wake up every day and I'm like pinching myself. Like, I cannot believe that this is my life. And it doesn't mean that it's not without its challenges, but it is, and now I actually have a completely different view on challenges in life. That's actually what helps me grow. I don't fear challenges. I don't feel defeated by challenges. I know that they're amazing growth opportunities. So, I love that you brought up the story, because it really does hold so much information when we know how to unpack it.
Oh, it's so, so powerful. And I love that you say that change, transformation doesn't have to take years, right? And so that was one of the things that you were talking about, that 7 different ways to fast track your transformation. You were going through this list of things that you utilized yourself to help fast track your transformation, one of which being the emotion code. And it was like me sitting in the audience that day, it was like, whoa, what's the emotion code? It just was placed on my heart like no other. And I went home, checked that out, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is completely amazing. I've always been on a quest to help get to the root cause of what was causing someone's dysfunction. I was on my way to becoming a naturopathic physician for that very reason in my earlier life before I started my family. And so being brought to that awareness that there's this tool, this modality that can really help tap into our subconscious mind, this all-knowing space, and pull forward these trapped emotional energies that are creating dysfunction in our life was just absolutely mind-blowing. And then to see the radical transformation that follows, that ensues following those sessions, is just absolute pinch me too, right? Like, pinch me, is this my life? Like, am I able to create this transformation? Am I able to be this catalyst for people in their life to help shed, peel back the layers? Let's release the traumas. Let's those negative statements in our head, that we hear growing up and that get stuck in part of our psyche. Well, guess what? They're energy. We're all energy. And so let's release it from an energetic perspective, send it on its way, so it's no longer something keeping you stuck in a rut. And it's just absolutely phenomenal. So transformation does not have to take years and years. There's hacks for it, right? There's these things, these tools you can utilize in your life to help elicit faster transformation, so that you can become who you were truly meant to be in the first place much sooner. The world needs us. The world needs us. Love that. So Natasha, what's your very favorite part? I know this is going to be hard because it's all amazing, but what's your very favorite part of the Unstoppable Influence movement?
Man, the people that, I have met like truly lifelong friends as a result of this group. I mean, these people are like, so one of my friends, her name's Stacy Martino, she talks about this concept of the seventh power tribe, your left-handers, the people that are in this growth game. They want to be the best version of themselves. They're totally committed to growth. Unstoppable influencers are my seventh power tribe. This is the group where I would love that's who I want to spend my time with. That's why I surround myself. That's why I'm always seemingly immersed in unstoppable influence. It's because these are my people. And so it's the relationships truly, a lot of people will say, gosh, I can't believe that you have this movement, this community of women. You must have a lot of drama and stuff. I'm like, no, actually, we don't have any of that. It's totally an uplifting and special space. And so of all the things that we have in Unstoppable Influence, I would have to say it's the people, it's the community that makes it such an amazing and safe space, especially, when we have, family members, friends, like our social friends, like they may not understand our growth game. And so to actually have a community where you can get to truly know people and have that safe space, it makes life better. So you don't have to go out and try to convert your unsupportive spouse or your best friend that just doesn't get it. Like, you don't have to worry about that. You can love those people for who they are and where they are, and show them that unconditional love and acceptance, while also getting your cup filled and the support that you need from this group of people. So I definitely think that's the people that have made Unstoppable Influence so special. People like you, Sarah.
Oh, you're so sweet. I love that. Thank you so much. And absolutely true. This group of women and a few men, we don't want to leave them out, is just truly such a gift. It's just such a gift. And it's like, wow, to have this many like-minded individuals in their growth game looking to transform it and to do what it takes to unbecome these things. It's just priceless. It's wonderful. I concur that is one of the highlights of the Unstoppable Influence movement. Absolutely. Okay, I have one last question before we wrap up this amazing time. Oh my gosh, I could keep going for days. I love my time with you. So Natasha, what advice would you give to someone starting out in their journey of becoming who they are truly meant to be?
Oh my goodness. All right. So what advice would I give to someone who's just starting out? I would say it's a journey. It's not a destination. And, as you know, I love to say inside Unstoppable Influence, you got to stay in your own damn lane. Stop worrying about someone else's journey, where they are, the highlights on their Facebook page. This is a journey. It's unique to you. It's been given to you. And so you're going to have to give yourself grace, understand that things are going to come to you and unfold in the absolute perfect timing, and to just focus on enjoying the process instead of being super impatient or looking and comparing at other people. Just know that you're exactly where you need to be in the moment and appreciate that.
Oh, that's so good. And you've instilled that within me from the beginning. And so that has really helped me not get caught up in the comparison game, because that's the thief of joy, right? Like, just put your blinders on, do what you need to do to work and unpeel, peel back the layers and do this inner work that's your, like you said, your own special journey designed specifically for you. So just please honor yourself in that space and trust in the process. Give yourself grace, just like you said. And that's wonderful, wonderful advice. So if you're listening to this, if you're hearing our voices right now, and you're in a place in your life where you want to start to create positive changes in your life, if you want to stop succumbing to your excuses, just stop it with all of that, right? When you get so sick and tired of being stuck in a rut, it's time to change. You have this inner pull. We have free will, right? Okay, we can choose to listen to that voice or not. But if you're getting that nudge, find your way to Natasha. Find your way to Unstoppable Influence. This book is absolutely amazing. Oh my gosh, I've read this so many times, and it's just like every time I read it, I'm like, oh, heck yes, this is just powerful, powerful information. And to work with Natasha, join one of her 21-day challenges. She runs them quite often. Each month, you have an opportunity, most generally, to jump in to her 21-day challenge to becoming the fearless influencer you are meant to be. And you are just going to be so excited to see the lights going off, the connection with these like-minded individuals. Your energy is more synergistic with other like-minded people, right? So you just realize you're not alone. It is absolutely phenomenal. So you can follow Natasha. You can find her on her Facebook page at Unstoppable Influence. It's a wonderful tribe of individuals, and then unstoppableiinfluence.com. You can get more information on her book itself. And are there any other places that people can find you, Natasha?
If you just go to unstoppableiinfluence.com/challenge, you'll see the next 21-day challenge. And I'm so excited. Thank you so much for allowing me to come and spend this time with you. I love your energy, and I just watching you grow and the lives that you're changing. It's like the ultimate feeling for someone like me to be able to watch someone as amazing as you go on and touch so many lives.
Thank you, Natasha. I am so grateful for your leadership and for helping to ignite the light in me. That is my mission, to then pay that forward to the world. And so, just thank you so much for leading and paving the way for us to really step into our purpose with passion, and to really start to explore our gifts and help to be that, to help illuminate the world one person at a time. So thank you so much for your time today, Natasha. You are just an absolute gem. I know our audience is just so excited to be part of this with us today. And if you're catching this on the replay, type #replay. Let us know you stopped by, and be sure to check out Natasha at unstoppableiinfluence.com. Thank you so much for your time today, Natasha.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you on the next video. Bye.